Hello, sirs and madams, and welcome to another episode of Return of the Obra Dinn. Okay, guys. I briefly looked at the footage last episode. I need to take a closer look. I really do need to hone in and just watch that whole footage again, just once more. But after reviewing it a little bit, I noticed a few things. Okay, so we for sure have two guesses that we've two fates we have guessed. Yes. So in the escape, we guessed this guy, the bosun. This guy we are guessing is Alfred Castile from Austria. We are also guessing, if we go back to the Doom, that this guy is his friend, the bosun's mate, because he was torn apart. And in a conversation with the bosun, they mention him being torn apart. So I'm fairly confident about these two guesses. There is one more guess, though, that I didn't realize we had guessed. What is the third guess? Oh, in the Doom, I think, actually. Is it? Yeah, here. We guess that Peter Milroy, the midshipman, is blasted by an explosion. I'm fairly confident in this one, too. And you want to know why? Because, as we go back to the beginning again, look at this picture here. These, three guys, in the last episode, we saw them all together doing stuff. And we figured out that Charlie, is not very used to seeing cow guts, and he puked. That's how we were able to identify him, because they call him Charlie. And if I remember correctly, the guy who exploded, Peter Milroy, he gets picked up by a giant monster, and I think it's this guy who throws the powder at him after trying to save him. If I remember correctly, and I may not be remembering correctly, that's the way it goes. If we go to the Doom one more time and go all the way back to who we think is Peter and look at who was present, we can see that here's Peter and Thomas is here as well. It just makes sense. If I take a look, I think there's a picture. Yeah, I can't really see well in that picture, but we don't need to go back to it, I think, to know that it was this guy. He's the only one who's not accounted for. These other two, he's off to the side. He's getting torn apart soon. He's running away, and I think I can't remember what he's doing. But if I'm remembering correctly, it's these two together. So I'm explaining all this to you as a recap just because that's three guesses. So one of these has to be wrong. I'm fairly confident in all of them. So if we're confident in the identities, then what we should do is scrutinize the cause of death. So as we just saw with Pete, he exploded. We know for sure he exploded. That's what happens. He's in the explosion. Right before he dies, he says, throw the powder. We took a look at the powder that he had in his hands, and it's in the gunner's little room with all of his guns and knives and explosives. So it is an explosive. That's what they're talking about. That's without a doubt what's happening there. So that means it signals to me that either our homeboy, the Frenchie, is wrong. We know he got torn apart. That has to be true. He's the most prominent character that we see get torn apart. We don't really see another person get torn apart. So I'm fairly confident in him as well. So that means our Austrian friend is indeed the last guy here that may have the wrong cause of death. So maybe he was not torn apart by a terrible beast. Let's see the options here. So if we look at him, it's really hard to see in this picture, but it looks like his arm has been ripped off, which is why I said he was torn apart. But maybe that's just not the case. Hard to tell from the evidence we have here. We might have to look at the memory again, but let's just take a look at the causes of death that are available to us and see if any of these seem to feel right. So Alive, axe burned, clawed, clubbed, crushed. Ooh, he wasn't really crushed. Decapitated, drowned. Okay, he was not decapitated, he was not drowned. Eaten, electrocuted, expired. I'm pretty sure expired is probably more like death of old age. If I remember correctly, in the scene before the bosun dies, an earlier one, we see him fighting with the monster, and his arm is grabbed by one of the tentacles. So we can assume that the monster ripped his arm off. Again, that's another reason why I chose tore apart. None of these really fit as well. So my thought was maybe he bled to death, but I'm not seeing bled as a reason. We can't say shot. He wasn't really speared. He wasn't spiked. He wasn't strangled. Hooves, tail, wing. He wasn't struck by any of those things. He didn't commit suicide. And maybe he wasn't torn apart. It seems a lot like he was. I'm trying to think, is there anyone else who may have been torn apart? Let's take a quick look. Hold on a second. It's safe to say that whoever this guy's mate was with him when he was being attacked, which would be happening in the Doom. Because I'm pretty sure, I don't know what happens in the bargain, and I don't know like what the time turnaround is for that between the Doom and the escape, if the bargain's in between somehow. Maybe it's happening at the same time, whatever. But his injuries, I'm almost confident, are sustained in the Doom. So we have this Nathan Peters guy, but we don't know what happened to him. But we do know he escapes, so he can't be anything else. Now, we know what happened to her. We think we know what happened to him. These other guys are blurry, so we don't have the information to deal with them so far. So it's kind of have to be this guy or this guy, but I'm confident he's a midshipman. In this guy's memory, let's see, do we have Homeboy in here? He is in here. I cite him as being torn apart. It's an interesting thought. I mean, is he still present in this one? He's still present in this one. I think it is this one that we see him getting his arm pulled on by the beast. So, I mean, my best bet is to do another really good guess, because surely not all three of these are wrong. Maybe I'm assuming that it's only one that's holding us up. If that is indeed the case, and it's just one that's holding us up, then if I do one more good guess, the other two will be green, and then the good guess will be green, and then we'll get it, and then we'll know which one was wrong, and we can fix it. But I just had another idea. What if the bosun's mate and bosun guess are really good, and maybe this guy is wrong somehow? I don't think that's true. I think that's completely false. But I can give it a try. I don't want to do the, well, basically what I was going to do is I was going to guess every midshipman until I got it right, but I'm not sure that's going to be helpful because we know that this guy's Charlie because he was Charles, and he was the one who was puking. That's pretty plain and simple. Peter and Thomas, it's pretty simple to figure out who's Thomas versus Peter because Thomas says, "Tell Pete's mom I tried," right? Thomas was present when Peter died. So we know for sure that this is probably right. It's got to be that because he wouldn't be referring to himself as Pete. So he's got to be Peter. I mean, that's got to be who he is. If he didn't explode, then I don't know what else to say. Does he die before the explosion? Because if he does die before the explosion, then technically he's probably more like crushed to death by the beast. But I don't think so. I think it's exploded. I truly think he's exploded. All right, well, let's keep him for sure. He has to be torn apart. I can't imagine him being torn apart by anything else. And it definitely was the terrible beast. And I think it would be weird for anyone else to be the bosun's mate at this point. So again, I come back to the bosun. He's the weakest of our, you know, cause of deaths. I could... Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I could just go with expired. I thought that was a weird guess, but I feel like maybe it's not. Maybe it's not somehow. Oh, see, that's why it's a weird guess, because it says expired from old age. That's not weird, because, you know, I thought that was supposed to be a general he died type guess, but it's not. It's a specific he died of old age type guess. So he wasn't eaten. He's not alive. He's not alive. He died. He wasn't axed and he wasn't burned. That's not true. Was not clawed. Maybe he was clawed? Clawed by a terrible beast? No. Clubbed. He wasn't clubbed by a terrible beast. That wouldn't make sense. Spiked, strangled, that doesn't work. If it was strangled, that'd be insane to me. We'd have to fight. We know it's not that. And so I picked torn apart by a terrible beast. Unknown. Terrible beast. It's possible he sustains his injuries in a different way than we can see. I'll try not to brute force it. My idea, like, because, like, I could try to brute force every single one until I get it. That's not really in the spirit. So maybe we'll move on from that. But yeah, you know, look. Oh yeah, okay. The reason why this isn't a guess is because we don't know who the name of the guy who does attack him. Right. We do know it's this guy, but we have no information on who he is. Okay, let's move on. Do we know who killed this guy? Let's see. I can't remember. Does this guy get killed? No, he gets knifed, right? So he's attacked before this guy gets involved, or this guy. Right. So it's just him and him. And we don't have a way to... We know he gets clubbed to death later, but we don't know exactly who he is. So there's no point in trying to guess this guy either. So... yeah, I guess let's just move on. Maybe we'll get a better guess later as we move forward. All right. So let me just, you know what? Let's review some of the stuff we looked at before a little bit. I'm inclined to try to check this out again.
Take him to the cockpit. Getting wrapped in seat to last right.
See to last rights. I don't know why I was confused by that before.
Get her here. One swing. Get through the skull and stun her brain. I'll cut her throat when you've done it.
Here?
Yeah. Come on before she kicks up. You all right there, sir?
Never been on a farm, Charlie.
Mind your shoes now.
Okay, so... okay, so Charlie doesn't even, Charlie, if I'm remembering correctly, he doesn't even, cut anything or hit anything. This guy does it, and he's, which one are you? You're this guy, Thomas? The one who gets knifed later? So, Thomas hits it. He cuts it. This guy's just sitting there holding it down. And then he throws up, probably just from the blood. Seeing it. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you can see how all three of these guys are like hanging out together, and they all have the like, you know, they all got the shipman drip, the dark jacket, and they're all standing next to each other. Oh yeah, you know, there's another thing I should say. Somebody in the comments let me know. Like, I was confused here. I thought when I was assigning these shipmen, I was confused, thinking that this meant that there was a midshipman that was an unknown midshipman. But that's not what that means. That's just so that we can guess like a person's job without guessing their name. Like maybe we think, oh, he has to be a midshipman, but we don't know which one. So that's a way to sort of keep our heads straight in that way. There's an unknown for every job. Topman, midshipman, man of the sea, passenger, you know. The only ones where it's not is when it's a position that can only be filled by one person. Special position. So, yeah. So here are these guys. These guys are in like every chapter, or every page of this chapter, I think, almost. There's this guy. I wonder who this guy is. Oh, I already guessed him. Why does he have a monkey, bro? So we know what happens to this guy. Let's check. Who is this guy carrying him? He's blurry, so I don't care. Also blurry, but I don't care, but he also gets crushed by a cannon later. I recognized him. These guys I shouldn't know yet either, right? Blurry, yeah. They kind of sit around like guards or something. All right, let's get out of here. I just wanted to see if there was anything new that I noticed from that. And there isn't, really. Also, I am noticing that this is broken as if, like... And it's broken inwards, too. It's interesting. Like something broke into it, fell into it rather than coming out. Like, we did see the cow get killed. But, like... All right, so... I'm trying to remember. Maybe it is a good idea to do all of these again. Just so I can remember.
Well? Same as the other fellow. Some lung disease. Not consumption. Made worse by the cold.
Will it spread?
If so, we'd all have it. They must have picked it up at the Lasker house.
I wonder, what is the Lasker
Checked our hands
house?
just now, and everyone is healthy.
And him? What are his chances?
I gave him some laudanum. We'll see.
Okay, so this guy been dead. I think we already searched this, so I won't go too deep into it, but yep, so we know it's that guy and that guy. We don't know who he is. We already guessed that this guy is the surgeon's mate. That's the surgeon, and then that's one of the mates. Third mate. Homeboy here. We have no guess for him, do we? Yeah, he's just we just know he's sick. Is he the one dying here? It's hard to tell. I think that's him, right? He's the one dying here, right? Yeah, it is him. He's the one dying in this scene. He's also the one being carried away. They're like talking about him hoping he'll survive, and then he literally dies while they're talking about hoping he survives. All right, so let's get out of here. We'll do the last one. Now, I think there was more in this last one. Like more dead people in the last one. I just stopped there because I wanted to end the episode. I'm so silly, bro. Oh, actually, stop your cheating. Worry about yourself. These guys are speaking Russian. Sayed. Saeed, get up. Drink something. Okay, so I think this guy just dead. This is the guy who dies, right? Must be. I know it says unknown, but they literally say his name, so I'll... Saeed. Is he a passenger? Because this the way they're talking about him. No. There's got to be a Russian, right? Well, there's no reason to think that this guy's Russian. He's from India. All right, look, Saeed. Man of the sea. Maybe it wasn't. Wait. Why should I know him? Why should I know him? He's in another memory, too. I bookmarked that. I don't know him yet. I don't. What about that guy? What's up? Looks like we should know this guy, too, now. Interesting. All right, well, we'll have to search through all that. I mean, these guys are all sleeping down here. Maybe they're all men of the sea. Looks like we gotta know this guy too. Oh, hey, interesting. Oh, wait, because he's 51. Wait, we can guess. We can check this now. Wait. So Saeed is 54. Let's see. Now we need to check to see if. Wait. Which one are we on right now? Are we on the second one? Part 2? Didn't I already guess this guy? Okay, whatever. But yeah, 54. Okay, so these correspond to what they are. I don't know about this guy. It says X still, so that's annoying. We don't know about him, but this guy is 51. So let's go like this, and then go like this. Is this right? Is it this guy's death that's happening right now? All right, sorry. I think I understand now. Hold on. I was getting confused. I get confused between these guys, seeing them in the paper versus seeing them in 3D. And this page hadn't come up yet, so I was getting really confuzzled. So we know that this guy dies of an illness for sure. So, this might give us what we want. This is an easy guess. We might grab 3 more fates right here, but it depends. Okay, there we go. Let's see which 3. So we got this guy, Solomon Saeed, seaman. Peter exploded. And we got Alfred. So Alfred is torn apart. That was correct. So the one that we're missing is the Frenchman guy. So we have to find somebody else who's torn apart by the beast. That's crazy to me. Oh, look. So another person told me that there was a glossary in the back. This is the glossary. Thanks for... Oh, you know what? Let me see if I can find your name. I need to start shouting people out. Yeah, Nicodemus. The homie Nicodemus 182838 Thanks, homie. Thanks, Nick. You're cool, bro. So I can always come back here and check to see like what each thing means. Like the bosun. I don't have to Google it anymore. It says right here, foreman in charge of general crew operations and the equipment required to sail the ship. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't say anything about bosun's mate, Officer or tradesman that supports and assists their superior. General mates help to run the ship and serve at the captain's request. Tradesman mates serve their supervisor. Yeah. So I guess that's the idea there. We can think about it. Orlop deck. This is why I want to know what exactly is an orlop deck. Mid deck above the lowest deck, containing storage bins, animal pens, and the ship's steering tiller. Cool. All right. We're backing out. So we were not done. So this is the homie that dies, right? And we guessed him correctly. Let's go back, actually. How far back are we? We're in, so let's go back. This will be faster doing this. Bitter Cold is where we're at right now. So that's him. There's 22 ninjas in here. That's great. This is perfect. This is perfect. Okay. So there's this guy. He's 51. So his name is Renfred Rajoub. He succumbed to a tragic sickness, probably. I think we probably guessed that before we knew who he was. We're supposed to also know who this guy is, though. The problem with that is the whole X thing. Does that mean he's the carpenter? You know, is it like X for 10? Or what? You know what I mean? Like, this is a hard one. But I may just guess it. Just because. We'll see. It might be wrong. But we'll know in a minute. All right. Just sneezed. Thank you. This guy's 58, but we don't see their face. It's so annoying how all these people are like hidden. I wonder if like we can see these, like, do these ninjas got drip? You know what I mean? Like, can I see the shoes and be like, and know who he is from the shoes? Like, everybody kind of wear the same shoes, bro. Who's this guy? Homeboy still blurry. Oh, is he still blurry? No, he's not anymore. He's not blurry anymore. I wonder what that means. We actually still don't know what happens to this guy. Unknown fate. But we definitely want to figure him out. There's this guy too. Okay, so he's playing cards. He turns around to look at what's happening over here. We definitely have to listen to this again. This guy, he's sick too. I wonder if this guy dies of sickness too, because they're all next to each other. Interestingly, these seem to go in order. So this is 54. Look, we got 53. I bet you this is, no, wait, 51, 54, 53. Is this in order? 53, 54, right? This is 51. This could be 52, but that doesn't make sense. Well, wait. What would, who would be 52? Another Man of the Sea, but that doesn't make any sense. Well, I don't know. He seems white to me, but like maybe that's not the case. Who knows? All right, so there's a bunch of these guys in here. It's crazy. I can't figure it out. All right, but maybe we can figure out who that guy is. Like, maybe we can figure out who's here by like who's not in their hammocks. So here's 3 empty hammocks right here, right? 40. This is 47. That's 45, and I can just barely see that one in the back. I can't really. I think that's 46. So it could be these 3 ninjas, right? Everybody else is in a bed, sleep. Yeah. So, like, maybe we can figure it out that way. This guy isn't in his bed, 53. But you know what? The only guy who's not in his bed is this guy, right? So maybe he's 53. Let's guess him as 53. Just for now. Just for now. We guessed him as 10. That makes no sense, but like, I mean, maybe he is 54, 51, 53. It would make sense that this guy is 52. Because look at the way they did it. They made sure we knew 54, 53, and 51. The one that's missing in between all those chronologically, I mean in you know number order, is 52. So I know that says X on it, like 10, but maybe it's like, I don't know. Somebody put something in my head, like maybe it was I can't see that one, bro. Really? That's on purpose. 55 and 56. 58, 50, 55 and 56. I bet you this is 57. Wait, yeah. Look, that's 57. Okay. So they kind of go in order. This is 47, 45, and that's 46 probably back there. We got 39, 40, 41, 38, 59. No, see, this is throwing me off. See, we got 39, 40, 41. Then we got 38. Oh, no. Yeah, we got 38, and then we got 59 here. That doesn't make sense. 38, 39, 40, 41. Then we have 59 for no reason. Shoot. And this is 36. Godly. All right. The best thing we're going to get out of this is trying to guess these three ninjas. Somehow. So that guy's blurry still. That guy's blurry still. What about you? He's not blurry. Like, yeah, he's just not. So we got 47, 45, and 46. Let's see, who the frick are those ninjas? 45 from Russia, 46 also from Russia, and 47 also from Russia. You know, it's possible. Hold on a second. Let's hold up. Just 1 second. Wait, where were we just now? Frick. We're here, right? Yes. So this guy, do these guys sit next to each other? So he's sitting next to him. What about you? Where are you sitting? You're with the gunners. Shooting a gun. So this is the only guy, like, we've seen this guy do a bunch of stuff, bro. Like, look, he's in 8 memories. He's done so much crud. Here's what I'm thinking. I mean, he's got 3 notches, so we shouldn't take too much time on him, just to be real. But we will do this one thing. Let's see. Then go to the ones he might be. 45, 46, or 47. In this gaggle of Russian guys here, 2 of them are men of the sea, and 1 is a topman. So if he's the odd guy out, then that would give us our guess. Let's go to the back. Take a quick look at the glossary. What does a man of the sea do? Low-level crew member responsible for general manual labor on and below deck. Okay. Topman. Higher-rated man of the sea, specializing in work above the deck, in the sails and rigging. All right. So, off the top of my head, I kind of just want to guess that he's the one guy out. Guess that he's this guy. Hard to know. But what can help us figure it out is bookmarking the memories. All right? And we'll go in here, take a look at the bookmarks we got. What's the first one? So he's in, obviously. Oh, right. What happens to him? He gets shot, right? Why didn't we guess that he got shot? We know he gets shot, even if we don't know who he is. We know he gets shot by what I think is this woman here. But I have no earthly clue who this woman is. If I remember correctly, there's like, let's see. These are all men, so she can't possibly be on the first page. So We have Emily and Miss Jane. If I'm remembering correctly, I thought that like there was only really 2 women on this whole trip. Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe that's not true. Oh wait, excluding the captain's wife, right? So that would make it 3. Yeah, because all of these are man names, dude. So maybe the whole idea of the game thinking I should know who this is that these are both, it could only be either one of these women, right? I don't know what happens to her, and I don't know what happens to her. And I'm sort of guessing here. There's no, but here's a good question. Is there another, like, are either of them here because of their significant others? Like, is there a Jackson or a Bird on board here that is not already, that's not one of these ladies, right?
A few moments later.
It looks like not. Okay. So, I mean, it's gotta be one of these ladies. I might leave them as unknown for now. Just call them passengers. Since I don't know what happens to them anyway, so they're not valid guesses. If we don't know their fate, then it doesn't matter. But if we go back to this guy, it's good to just guess one of these ladies, right? You know what I mean? Either Emily or Miss Jane Bird. We don't have another full guess. So this is good. We have a full guess here. I'm guessing Miss Jane Bird. Well, I'm going to go with Emily, actually. Emily Jackson. They're both from England, but I'm going to go with Emily Jackson. And I don't know if that's true, but this is what I'm guessing for now. We need this is highly guessed, okay? So if we do like a couple really good guesses in the future and it's not this guy, well, we know what happened. Okay. Interestingly, I don't see any other deaths so far. We did get quite a few guesses going, though, just from the whole numbers corresponding with the list thing we've got going on here. So let me just recap. This is early on. This is the Bitter Cold, and it's the first chapter of it, right? Yeah. So let's see. Well. This unknown soul is, look at this guy. He's here somewhere. And we should know who he is now. We should know who he is. Ben should have known him. I've guessed that he's the carpenter, but I'm not sure that's the case. Wait, you know what? Interestingly, if he is the carpenter, so that's 2 guesses that we have that are full right now for sure. We've guessed this guy for sure, fully. We've guessed this guy for sure, fully. And we've guessed this guy for sure, fully. But it's possible that that's not who he is. We really thought it was, though. He definitely was torn apart by a terrible beast, but it would be good to try to guess like what kind of guy he is. Like, I was starting to think he was a topman because I mean he kind of runs around all over the place. But maybe he's a man of the sea. I really just couldn't figure out like where this guy was from. Whoa! He just gave me New Guinea vibes, bro. He just gave me New Guinea vibes. I don't know why. He just gave me New Guinea vibes, bro. I don't know why. And he's a topman. And it's him, right? And who else? And him. He's the right person. It was Emily Jackson. Guys. Those are mad guesses, bro. Mad. Completely mad, y'all. You gotta be kidding me. Those are crazy guesses, bro. Crazy guesses. Oh my gosh. Apparently we're supposed to know who this guy is too. Man, I wish there was a way to figure out exactly who we have already guessed completely. Like just in a list. I think maybe we can figure that out at the front. If we just go to here, if we go to the crew manifest. Yeah, right. They check them off. Okay. So we've got Henry Brennan, who was knifed. A Man of the Sea. Did we check that off? Is this real checked off? Yeah, it is. Right. He's the captain does him off. This guy we just figured out for real is him. This guy for real is him. Lars Lind. Clubbed. Yeah, he's the Danish guy. Clubbed by Peters. This guy's the guy who gets shot by the gun. By Emily. Which also means that we can go to Paul. Where does Paul get killed at? Remember Paul? He gets killed in the escape, right? Yep. We know who kills him. What's his name again? That one guy. Him. So he kills him with the sword. He's the one. Yeah, it's this guy. If I remember correctly. So, yeah, him. So he kills Paul, and then immediately after that, oh my gosh. We know this guy gets killed by Emily, and we know who Emily is now then, because it's this lady that shoots him. So she's Emily. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot about that. That would have been crazy if later on I wouldn't have been able to get that. And so that means she has to be Miss Jane Bird, right? These are really subtle guesses I'm making, guys. Like, the only reason I called her Miss versus her is because she's younger than her. So I thought they would put the Miss on her name. And then why did I guess this guy was Leonid? Because he's in the Russian area. All those 3 guesses. So hard to tell, but if we go all the way back, if I remember correctly, yeah, look, the area he was at with those 2 other guys, he's the only different one. There's only one guy that's different, Topman. At this point in the game, we only knew one of those guys. These other 2 guys were new to us. Yeah, all the numbers corresponded with all these Russian guys. So I was like, this guy has to be one of these Russian guys. And this is the only different one. So that was the only reason I guessed that. And the reason I guessed the guy was Maba from New Guinea, dude, something about his demeanor gave me New Guinea vibes. That is it, dude. That's all. That's crazy. That's crazy. Insane, bro. Oh my goodness. Crazy guess. We'll call it what it is. Deduction, bro. Deduction. Sure, Lego Holmes. Okay, now I'm trying to figure out what to do next. So, we were just in the bitter cold. Did we successfully guess this guy? We did. So we successfully guessed that guy. We successfully guessed this guy. And there's not another guess in here. So we kind of just completed this chapter. There's this. A large cow was slaughtered for his meat. Yeah, that's what happened. And that's it. We were looking at this, though, because there's a bunch of guys sort of revealed to us here. So we know him already. That guy we don't know. That guy we don't know. We know him and we know who killed him. We know him and know who killed him. These guys we don't know. Apparently this guy fell overboard. But we should know him somehow. Dang it. Probably from his job, because that's how I started to guess these guys. Like, I partly guessed him because he kept going up. You know, he did a few things on deck from what I could see, but he also kept going up to the top of deck for some reason. So it made me think he was a topman rather than a man of the sea. We still don't know what happened to that guy. We know what happened to him. We know what happened to him. We know what happened to him. We know who this guy is, but he doesn't have a cause of death. So I guess we just probably be trying to figure out his fate. We've guessed this guy, and this might be the wrong guess. I was guessing him as the carpenter because it said 10 on it, but if I remember correctly, the area that he's at had what, like, let's go back over here. Let's check. We'll actually just check. Right, so here it is. We've got 54, X, 53, and 51. So I was going to guess that this guy was 52, but what? Who did we guess was 52? Why did we guess this guy is 52? He's not 52. He's got to be 53 because that's the only empty one. Dude, I'm glad we caught that. That would have been a terrible mistake. Let's guess him as 53. He should be this guy, if anything. Yeah, he's got to be 53, right? Interesting, though. And then there's this guy. These all have to be like the same guy. These are all Indian guys. So it would only make sense. I don't know why I was calling him the carpenter. Like, he's gotta be this guy, right? It's a way better guess. Let's call this guy Abraham for now. And we know what happened to him, so he's a good guess. You know what I just realized? Also, quality of life, bro. We can go back here. I think this will show all the guesses too, right? So if I go to 52, yeah. So we've got him guessed as crushed by cannon. You know what we could do? I'm pretty sure we can just look at everybody right here and see if we've guessed how many people we've guessed in full. So we don't know what happens to him because we need to figure out these people's fates too. So we've for sure guessed this guy. That's one. We already got that guy. We haven't guessed this guy yet, but apparently we should know who he is. We should probably go through these memories because there's probably some guesses. There's some hints like through his job that should give us like an idea of who he is. These people, we don't know what happened to them yet. Surgeon's mate, he hasn't done anything. He's dancing with Emily. Just note that. So we've guessed so far. We've guessed Abraham. Just keep these things in our head, all right? We haven't guessed this guy fully yet. We've got to also parse through his memories. Maybe we'll do him first because homeboy over here has got 13 memories he's in. This guy's only got 4. And let's see, 3 notches though. These guys are both 3 notches. I'm out here guessing 3-notch people. Interesting. Formosan royalty. Well, I can't guess, but I kind of wanted to see if there was anyone. Yeah, look, Formosa. There's 4. Is it 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 people from Formosa, and they're all royalty. We don't know which is which yet, but it has to be these 4 people for sure. I think that's a woman. There was probably 4, so there was 4 women on board. Okay. Anyway, let's go down here. We guessed him, right? Yes, we did guess Paul Moss. So Paul Moss is fully guessed. Killed with a sword by Leonid or Volkov. So we know Paul Moss and Abraham are fully guessed right now. We don't know what happens to Henry Evans, but he's the surgeon. Something does happen to him, though, it looks like. Helmsman, we know what happened to him. We know he explodes. He's got a thingy. Okay. Thomas, right. attacked by what we're calling an unknown attacker. We should see if that guy is still unknown. I don't quite remember who it is that attacks him, but we might be able to guess him. Is that Thomas? Yeah, that's Thomas. All right. So what happens again? Let's see, who kills him? He dies in this one, but he's stabbed in a different one, isn't he? Isn't he stabbed like way... Let's see, what's all this, you damn fool? Right, so this guy is clubbed to death by Henry Brennan, but... Okay, so this guy's still blurry. This is definitely the guy who stabs Thomas. He just dies later. Is that right? No, he's stabbed in this one. Right. He's stabbed in this one. If I am paying attention correctly. So Thomas gets stabbed in this part. He falls over and starts crawling away. This guy starts struggling with this guy. And he gets his head blown off with a gun. Both this guy and this guy are still blurry, but I haven't been able to tell which dude attacked Thomas first. So without that information, we cannot guess who Thomas's attacker is, especially with both of them blurred out like that. So, yep. They're both alive. Both of these girls are alive, but I cannot tell you for the life of me where they are. They're either in the Canary Islands or Azores or something, if I remember correctly from the map. I could just guess. It doesn't work. That didn't work. I could guess Azores. That didn't work either. All right. And I'm also unsure. Like, I should go back to the map. I should go back and see where on the map we were during this episode. So we're near that, which is what I guessed. We're here near this, Canary Islands. So this is where the escape happens. They're near here, and they're near here. I could also guess somewhere in Africa. They're also not that far. Like, there's this, Madeira. It's like really close as well. I wonder if these are ones that, are these just other ones, or are these ones that I've completed? I don't think, because I haven't completed the Doom yet, so. I think I'm assuming I've completed the Bitter Cold, because I did every part, but yeah. Anyway. If I go back to the end of the escape, they obviously go somewhere. And if I go alive here and then try to guess, I could guess Africa. Okay. 3 more fates correct. So she's alive in Africa. She left somehow. I don't know why, but they left. And there's this guy. He's crushed by a loose cannon, and that is indeed who he is. And Paul Moss. All right. Great. And you want to know why this is also really good? Because if I go back to the escape, which is this one, we have a free guess with Miss Mary Jane Bird. She also went to Africa. We know that for sure. So we just need to figure out... Oh, did he go in this too? So maybe he went to Africa as well. Because he didn't die. We can assume this guy went to Africa too. Right. So let's assume that these guys disappeared. Disappeared in Africa and are alive. For now. I'm not super sure about Henry Evans yet. I assume he was in the boat with them. If I remember correctly, in the escape in particular, there wasn't really anybody unaccounted for except for the people getting in the boat. So it kind of makes sense for me that everyone who disappears just got in the boat and went to Africa. These are 2 free, easy guesses. That means the next one we guess, whether it's hard or not, we can confirm it almost right away. All right. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Let's get out of here for now. We learned so much this episode, dudes. So many guesses make me so happy. Okay. Let's see, what am I doing right now? Right, we'll have to find another body. Apparently, maybe there's another body in here somewhere, because we've sort of tapped out on all the things we can look at. This one and that one, right? I don't think there was another dead body in either of these. We might have to search through them again, especially that first one down here with the cow. There might have been another dead body that we actually didn't see. So that'll give us another vision. Okay, guys, I think we're gonna end the episode here for now. We were so freaking awesome this episode. This was a fun episode. It's always fun when we can, you know, figure some stuff out. I feel like we really parsed through some stuff and it was really good. I hope you guys had as much fun as me. Thank you all for your hints. You have been so awesome. We have a great audience. You guys are like helping me out get through this. And you're not even really spoiling me, just nudging me in the right direction. It feels really natural. I appreciate it all. If you guys liked this episode, then please comment and subscribe down below for more, because I promise you there will be more. The question of the day for today is gonna be, what is your favorite part of a ship? I think for me, it's always been being on deck. I love being on deck. It's amazing. You can smell the sea air. What is your favorite part of a ship? All right, let me know down below. I pray you are all having a blessed day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Deuces, y'all.